Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning again. It is Tuesday morning. Hope the day finds you well. I'm up, super excited. I actually just got in not too long ago. It was a really productive night. Met some really amazing individuals, had some really amazing conversations, and kicked it with my homie yesterday. You know what I'm saying? All is well. And here's the thing I want to share with you guys. I've always been a pretty nice person. I've always been a pretty kind person, pretty gentle. There were definitely times where I was a people pleaser and I was really, really passive about things. With people pleasing, I think what helped me to get out of there is that I realized damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I recognized that I could not live within the confines of anyone's box. There's no way possible that you're going to get any of the pleasantries that come along with me if you attempt to place me in the box. So I got over people pleasing. Passiveness, um, that's something I think I've done a much better job than I've ever done before because now I have boundaries and I definitely um, live a way and think a way and would like to think I operate in a way that really enforces those boundaries with myself and with others' treatment of me. So I've had to learn and grow through these things. But I will share a truth with you. I definitely used to think I was crazy. I used to think I was crazy. I used to think I was weird. I used to think something was wrong with me, and of course, it's because the way I was made to feel. Living in this world is rough, and there is a mentality out there: dog eat dog world, survival of the fittest, only the strong survive. Um, you got to do what it takes to get where you want to get to. I've always believed, in contrast to those things, that love always wins. I've always believed that if you love a person genuinely enough, I've come to the conclusion, but what I used to believe was that it could change people. It would provide opportunity for change. But what I've come to the conclusion is that even if you love people, sometimes they will still give you their whole entire ass. But you don't stop loving. You just move on about your life. You go on about your business. You don't stop loving the person that's giving you their ass. You just show them better than you can tell them that uh, ass kissing is never on my menu. Because with me, either you do or you don't. We either cool or we not. I'm not going to chase and pursue you to have a relationship with you. There are times I'll definitely reach out, depending upon the relationship and the person and the way I'm connected to the person. There are times where I would definitely reach out just to wave that white flag, if you will, present the olive branch because I prefer peaceful encounters. I prefer peaceful engagements because I think that there are enough things going on in the world to where we don't need to be a part of the addition of anyone else's problems. We don't need to cause drama in anyone's life, bring about chaos or strife to anyone's life. But I do really believe that again, love covers a multitude. And if I can't add to you, I'm not going to take away from you. And I say all that to say because it's just been amazing to me, um, seeing someone not necessarily blooming, but seeing the potential and possibility to bloom because with me, there is no judgment, there is no harsh treatment. Even if we don't necessarily see eye to eye on it and we vehemently stand in that space, passionately is probably a better word, stand in that space, there's no disrespect on my end towards the individual because who am I to tell you yay or nay? I can honestly only share with the person my experience. I can only share with you the things I'm aware of, the things that I've experienced, the things that I've gone through. In the past, of course, I've definitely had people question the authenticity of my experiences, and it used to offend me because, again, it just really made me feel like I was crazy, like I was just, going through stuff, questioning myself. But I realized that my experiences are my own. I don't have to explain them to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm sharing an example, and I'm not obligated to share that. But I do share because I think that when you can find things in common with people, even if it's not the same exact specific thing, at bare minimum, it is a situation wherein people are helped. Um, they realize they're not out here by themselves. They realize that we're all going through and we're really doing our best to get through. But ultimately, that love is real, and love truly is kind. Love is truly patient. Love is truly gentle. Love is truly long suffering. Love always believes the best. Love always hopes the best. It is not loud. You know what I'm saying? It is nurturing. And I've just been witness to see that love really does, it not only covers a multitude, I think it really changes lives. I think just someone knowing that you truly care for them and you think kind thoughts of them, you think positive thoughts of them, and you desire kind action towards them, and you'll do whatever you can to help them in a positive way without expectancy. That right there is the key, though, because see, so many times we come across humans who place a condition on their love, place a condition on the strength of their love, place a condition on the availability of their love. They place a condition on the condition of their love. And I just don't think those things are cool. I really don't think those things are cool. If you're going to genuinely love someone, I love them for real and understand that, that love should cost them nothing. You know what I'm saying? And for you, it should be easy to do. And if you find that the love is not returned, it don't mean that you stop giving love. It means that you begin possibly pulling back your presence, because you can still give love while causing for your presence to be missed, to be absent. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have to take crap from nobody. And just because you give love and you desire to give love and you just love to give love and you want to give love, it doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you quite strong, because it is not easy to operate in this earth in a positive space in this world. And it's even more difficult to stay in that positive space in this world. So, that brings up the terminology meek. I've always been taught that meekness is being aware of your power, but not lording it over someone. So, for example, um, with you, and let's just say, case study one, that you could not only embarrass that person's life, you could hurt that person, you could make life really inconvenient for them rather, because they hurt you. But what you choose to do in meekness is you're aware of the things you could do, but you choose to extend mercy. You choose not to lord over them and attack them the way that you really could. That's the way it's been explained to me. So if there's someone that has a better explanation, please absolutely feel free to let me know. Leave down in the comments. Let me know. Speak on it, right? With me, I speak to my personal experiences. So, I mean, like, unlike anyone else, or like many other people, I've definitely been hurt so many times. Um, but I've had my moments where I definitely popped off and snapped back, you know what I'm saying? Clap back, if you will. But more often, I'm going to say probably about 8 times out of 10, I'm going to allow you to feel the way you feel, and I'm going to allow you to say the things you say, because I definitely have learned if you're not actually posing me a physical harm, your words really don't mean anything anymore. They don't hurt me, because I'm familiar with who I am. And I don't know it all, but I'm familiar enough to know what I'm not. I know what I don't answer to. I know what I don't subscribe to. And therefore, it makes me less offensive when people come to attack. But me walking in love and exercising meekness, my response to those things when people attack and try to come for me and try to tear me down and try to disregard and disrespect and dismiss me is I let them breathe. I don't get in their way. I might sometimes get a little pissed off, but I keep it to myself. Like I don't ever try to attack a person just because they're in a different space than myself. And I even try to get to the place striving to get to the place where even in my thoughts, it's just a positiveness. If there's something that pisses me off, I'm absolutely going to have that discussion, but I'm not going to have that discussion necessarily always with that person, because if a person puts you in a particular place or disturbs you in a certain way, sometimes you can't talk to that person. Sometimes it's not wise to talk to that person because you'll get nowhere. I've tried. Sometimes you just won't get nowhere. A person will feel what they feel as they feel when they feel it. And I'm not responsible for that, especially if I've made amends to where if I've done anything wrong, I absolutely apologize because it was never my intention to offend. If we can't move beyond that and actually have a discussion, that's a person who I'm just going to just let have their space. I'm not going to, match blow for blow. I'm not going to match petty for petty. I don't necessarily think you fight fire with fire. I think, when people go low, you go higher. I think there's a truth to that. It requires humility and it requires an awareness of self, because just because someone is attempting to tear you down and attempting to slander your name and attempting to discredit everything that you stand for doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that's how they feel. But do you feel that way? Because if you know better about yourself, then what does the thought, action, as long as they're not in your personal space and, perspective of a person have to do with how your life is lived? Again, what someone's eating or drinking, it shouldn't. It typically does not have an effect on anyone else's life. So let these people be mad. Let these people be stressed. Let those people be frustrated. Pray for them and keep it moving. Don't you allow yourself to enter into that space. Don't, when they go lower. Don't do that. I definitely sometimes get the need and sometimes I see it because it really does. There's some type of personal liberation in being able to cuss a bitch out. There is a whole personal liberation in that, and let them know and cut them down with your words. There's such a personal gratification in that. But are we seeking the lower thing or the higher thing? Because the lower thing is to satisfy ourselves and our carnal desires. The higher thing is to, what does God say about this, and where does He stand with it? You know what I'm saying? Whether you're wrong or right, what does God say about this and where does He stand? And you consider those things, I promise you that you'll actually begin to make better choices and make better decisions, because it is absolutely about, if at all possible, removing all forms of negativity and toxicity from your life. You definitely want to exit those spaces. And even if it's just not your regular go-to, but you find yourself in a situation where a person cut you off in traffic and you ready to pull up to the light and get out and tear their ass out the frame, it's gonna stay right there. You're operating at a lower space, because in a higher frequency, you might even cuss their ass out or talk a little noise, little shit, as we say. Say a few little things, but you going on about your business. You be willing to forgive these people. It's about doing the things that's going to bring you the most peace, the most decency, the most purity, the most peace. It's about the most peace, the most love. The biggest measure of love is what I seek after, and so it just requires us being conscious about our decisions and choices, being in sync and in tune with our perspectives, with our minds, and really getting into the things that really cause for joy. It's, for me, the simple things, just the simple things, the sweet things, the pure things, the kind and gentle things, the things that are beautiful, the things that cause me to think beautiful things, the things that cause me to hope beautiful things, those are the things that make me smile. And it's a variety of things. It could be an amazing conversation with a random stranger. It could be an amazing conversation with, a close loved one. It can be, as I stated a few nights ago, a parking spot in front of my door. It could be a beautiful day and the breeze hit me just right and felt like it caressed my skin. It could be a rainy day and I don't have anything to do and I got me a good meal and I can sit in my house and I could be serenaded by the raindrops, you know what I'm saying? And the dark skinned clouds, because I love me a good dark skinned cloud, baby. Ain't nothing better than the dark skinned clouds. You hear me? Because when them rain come down at them dark skinned cloud, baby, it do something to your life. It really do something to your life. Or it could be early morning and I've not done anything or gone anywhere. And I get up and I might open up my windows or I might step outside and I hear the birds singing. You know what I'm saying? It's just things like that that really make me smile because it's the simple things in life. We've got to get to that place to where we learn to block out all that the world has going on, all that the world presents to us, because, excuse me, all that the world presents to us is absolutely frustrating. It is discouraging. It just makes no sense, and there's just stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff, and it's never ever ending. There's enough of that. So it's about, for me, getting to a place of not only being separated, but understanding what that means. And I do also understand that when you have become accustomed to the hustle and grind of the world, and all the noise and the chaos, that it's absolutely, for me, it was a little scary stepping into a space of peace. And it was scary because I didn't realize how addicted to chaos that I was. I did not know I was absolutely addicted to the chaos. And it wasn't just sitting here saying that I was out there seeking after the chaos for the sake of seeking after the chaos. But I just kind of began to expect that it was regular. I knew how to handle it. It was a particular comfort in my life because I knew how to respond to it. But when I didn't have that element anymore, it's like, now what am I going to do? And then when you get that quiet space, for me, it was hard to ignore all of the things that I had put in the back of my head and that were dusty and filled with cobwebs. Now it's time to actually bring those things to the forefront and deal with them. That was not an easy journey. It's still not an easy journey, but it's a lot easier now than what it used to be. And I can honestly say I'm in a much better mental space because of it. Mentally and spiritually, I am working on the physical. I got some work to do, but it's all good. I'm here to do it. And I'm not alone. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, to have a great day, to choose love, be intentional about love, be purposeful about love, and the things that are kind, the things that are pure, the things that are gentle. Learn that you can't control everything. The things that you do have control over or you can utilize control in, seek for peace, seek to resolve issues, be willing to forgive people and forgive yourself. And then establish boundaries and be sure to enforce them, because remember, it's a difficult thing to find peace, and it's even more difficult to stay there. So never forget that. Stay positive, stay up, stay encouraged, be willing to humble yourselves and be willing to ask the questions, and be willing to be corrected. Because if you're not willing to be corrected, you can't ever grow. You can't ever grow because no one man knows everything. I think collectively we are a beautiful, how you say, collage. Different, excuse me, different parts and pieces making up a beautiful whole. And I think that we all have something to learn from one another. So never think that you're too big to grow and too big to learn, because there's something that you can learn from everyone. And it just better positions you in a space of humility. Life is a bit easier in that way. And I really do encourage you to learn how to begin to drown out the constant chaos and just an ignorant drone of the world, because it's gonna definitely be out this thing buzzing. That's what it does. But you don't have to be caught up in that. I just wanted to share that with you. So I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Woo! I'm for tear it up. Tear it up. Y'all have a good one.